Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let's take a start with IELTS listening module. Your pencils ready? Show me your pencils. Good. Very good. Right? Actually, you will do all your IELTS using the pencil. In actual exam, listening, reading, writing, speaking. So that's why over here also, whenever you have your mock test or whatever, you should try to use the pencil, right? So bring your own pencils. In actual exam, they will provide you stationery, but still it's a good idea to take your own stationery with you. Okay, listening part 1. Now instead of section, they call it part. Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 parts. In each part, there are 10 questions, right? So we are going to take a start. Remember, there are 2 things. One is the questions. Second is the audio. Okay, so you should be able to read and understand the questions, because if you read and understand the questions, only then you will actually understand the audio and you can find your answers, right? So reading and understanding the questions, that is very, very important. So let's take a start. Listening, and we've got questions. I'll just tell you how to read and understand the questions. First, we've got questions 1 to 4. Complete the notes below. This sentence will always be in italic, and it will tell you about the question type. Notes completion. What is written? Complete the notes below. So it means the question type is notes completion. After this, we have another sentence. That sentence will give you instructions to do this question type. Now, what is that? Write no more than 3 words and or a number for each answer. All clear? No more than 3 words and or a number. So it means and or a number. Hello? Focus your hand out. सोच कुछ और रहे हो, दिमाग कहीं और है. हाँ, फिर किंदे पूरा गाना कट दे है. फोकस करें उस पर. मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ ऐसे तो टीचर का मोटिवेशन लेवल ही डाउन हो जाता है ना. बच्चे ऐसे बैठे हों, ये डोन वट्टा नहीं बनना. ये जो जहाँ मर्जी बिठा दिया बैठ के. नॉट लाइक अ सिक्योरिटी गार्ड. Be active. Okay, so no more than 3 words and or a number means answer can be 3 words and number. It can be 2 words and number. It can be 1 word and number. It can be only word. It can be only number. कोई भी combination हो सकता है. ठीक है? So, you can see they have written Italia breaks. Now, Italia is from Italy and breaks is for holidays. So, it means it's about holidays in Italy. And now you're going to switch on your imagination. They have given one example. Nowadays, they have removed the example. Means example audio will not be played. Before that, what they used to do, they used to play the example audio. Then they tell us the answer is Venice, it's written, and now we start. So that would give 1 minute time to the students to read all the questions, even to take a look at part 4 questions and all that. But now they have removed this example thing. So audio will start directly from question 1 to onwards, right? Okay, from destination Venice, we understand it's going to be a holiday tour in Venice and all that. First name. Now you can see name and first name is written John. So the answer is going to be the last name or family name, whatever that is. And if the name is unusual, they will spell it for you. If the name is usual, for example, name is John Richard, John Robert. Robert is a common name. Richard is a common name. If the name is common, they will not spell it. If the name is uncommon, then they are going to spell it for you. Okay, then mobile number. And you can see code is given already. So you will not write the code. You will only write the remaining part of the number. Like, in Pakistan, we got the codes 0300, 0345. So code is already there. You will not write the code. You will write the rest of the number, whatever they tell you. Okay, now let's move on. After that, number of people, they mentioned 2 adults. Now, information which is given, it will help you track the audio. In the audio, when they say, how many people are planning to go? And the person says, it's just me and my wife. So there will be 2 people. It means they have reached here. So the information which is given without the question, that will actually help you track the audio. Because if you are tracking the audio means audio is on question 1, you are on question 1. Audio is in question 2, you are on question 2. Audio is in question 3, you are on question 2. You'll not be able to find the answer, okay? So going on with the audio is another important skill which you have to develop, especially in part 3 and part 4 of listening. Okay, next they have holiday length. Very simple, holiday length. They'll not say 2 kilometers. Holiday length means number of days. 1 month, 2 months, 1 week, 2 weeks, and all that. So whenever you read the question in part 1 and part 2, make sure you understand the category of your answer. When they say holiday length, it's going to be the number of days, weeks, nights. You know, they use the word 5 nights tour. They might use the word nights as well. Okay, then they have Hotel Scotland and dash star. Very simple. Hotel Scotland, is it 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star? Okay, so whatever that hotel is, you're just going to write that there. Is this all clear? Now I'm going to play the audio, listen to the audio, answer these 4 questions, and then after that I will tell you the right answers. Okay, so be attentive now.
You will hear a man telephone a travel company to book a holiday.
Good afternoon. Italia Breaks. My name's Margaret. How can I help you?
Hi. I'd like to book a short break in Italy. Hotel and flights combined.
Anywhere in particular?
Yes, Venice if possible. We've been looking at some of your brochures and I want to check if you have any special deals.
Right. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Right. Okay. I've got the screen up. Can you just give me a few personal details?
Sure.
First, can I just take your name, please, and a contact telephone number?
Certainly. It's John Framlington. That's Framlington. And I'll give you my mobile number. I can't always remember it. Yes, here it is. It's 07987 441192.
441192.
That's it.
And how many people is it for?
Just 2 adults.
Okay. Any particular price range?
It's our first wedding anniversary and we...
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we wanted somewhere nice, but not too expensive. We would like to make it something to remember. Maybe in the medium price range.
Okay. How many nights do you plan to stay?
5 nights only. That gives us plenty of time to do sightseeing and to relax.
Right. That's 5 nights only. And what type of hotel?
We initially thought of going for a 5-star, but that might be too expensive. So we've been looking at 4-star hotels.
We've got quite a few in our brochure, but the one I would recommend is the Hotel Scotland. It's 4-star, and I know there are rooms available because I have just made a booking.
Okay, understand? Good job. Question number 1, John. Okay, how do you spell? Yeah, Lington, Framlington. That's right, very good. Question number 2. 441192, and code is already written. See, part 1 is always like this. Question number 3. Now, before that, they started a discussion about price, and that was a trap because the question is not about price. The question is about holiday length. So some students may write the price and they are very happy. Yeah, aho. Okay, so actually it's 5 nights, 5 number, and nights is going to be the word. And Hotel Scotland, 4-star hotel. And he said first we thought about 5-star, but this is what we call trap. In listening, there are many traps like that. Okay, they give you 2 to 3 options and then they tell you the right one. Okay, so yes. Okay, you will write 5 as a number and nights. You don't need to write only. Okay, but even if you write, there's no problem because we got the word limit, no more than 3 words, so you can write. But it will not be wrong. If you write, it will not be wrong. Okay, do one thing. In the first attempt, the number of correct answers that you guys get, you just have to note them down. Now over here, out of 4, please write there down 3 by 4, 2 by 4, 1 by 4, 4 by 4, so that at the end we could count. Okay, number of correct answers. Alright, now we go on. Questions 5 and 6. Choose 2 letters. This is called multiple choice. You got to choose 2 letters. And the question statement is, which 2 good things about Hotel Scotland are mentioned? Look here. 2 things and these two things are good things. Two good things about Hotel Scotland. Now they have mentioned 5 things. Out of 5 things, there can be 3 bad things and only 2 things. Or they will not discuss one option as well. Now you're just going to see what are those 2 things which they mention. For example, A, restaurants. If they say like they only have 1 to 2 restaurants and the food quality is not good, will A be the answer? No, because good things. Option B, convenience. If they say it is very far from the downtown and you have to travel for 1 hour, so I would say it's not easy to get there. So convenience is not the right answer. Do you understand what I mean to say, okay? Next we've got C, room with a terrace. Right now, if they say most of their rooms have windows, but I'm afraid there is no terrace, even that is not the answer. Right? I'm just focusing the negative, how they can speak, and because there are 5 options, 3 options will be discussed like this. And if they say there is a beautiful terrace with every room, so that means that is a good thing. Option D, large rooms. So for large rooms, they might use the word big rooms and all that. And if they say the rooms are rather small, so this is not the good thing, right? And option E, cleanliness, right? So they will talk about all 5 options in any order. You just have to focus 2 things about Hotel Scotland. 2 good things about Hotel Scotland. Now I play the audio and you got to find the answers for 5 and 6.
What's the hotel like?
It has a courtyard for breakfast. It's got 50 rooms. It's just been renovated, and so it's very stylish.
Is it in the brochure?
It's on page 63.
Ah, yes. I can see it's right next to the railway station. But what appeals to me most of all is that the hotel's very convenient for all the water buses. And the idea of having a terrace with the room, I really find very appealing. These are big pluses.
It's probably the most central hotel we have. You might think it would be a bit noisy as it's in the main commuter area and a place where tourists go. But from experience, I can assure you the hotel is very quiet. Most of the rooms are facing away from the main thoroughfare.
So, B and C. B is convenient. Hotel is very convenient. Water buses and this and that. I'll play this audio again, right? Just wait. And the second correct answer is room with a terrace. And he used the word pluses. These are 2 pluses. Please listen again. I'm playing it again.
What's the hotel like?
It has a courtyard for breakfast. It's got 50 rooms. It's just been renovated, and so it's very stylish.
Is it in the brochure?
It's on page 63.
Ah, yes. I can see it's right next to the railway station. But what appeals to me most of all is that the hotel's very convenient for all...
The hotel is very convenient. What appeals to me most of all, the hotel is very convenient. So B is the first correct answer.
The water buses. And the idea of having a terrace with the room, I really find very appealing.
Idea of terrace with the room, I really find very appealing. So B and C, they are correct answers. Okay. Now how will you write this answer? On your answer sheet, for 5 you can write B and 6 you can write C. Or even if you write 5C, 6B, there is no problem. In any order you can write it. But try to follow this order, this is better. Okay, let's go on. Questions 7 to 10. Write no more than 3 words and or a number. So this time again 3 words and or a number. The departure date is, now you have to be careful. Departure date, there can be any trap with that. Departure date means the date when they are leaving, right? Or if they say, first we decided to leave on 10th July. But because my husband is not ready for that, he's got some issues in his office, now we've decided to leave on 12th. And the lady says, I'm afraid there is no flight available on 12th. Earliest you can leave is 15th of July. He says, okay, no problem. What is the departure date? 15th of July. Right? Just understand. It's not that they tell any date and you write it down. Yes, just listen, make sure that is the right answer. And on your answer sheet during the listening test, never use eraser. It's not that audio is going on and you are erasing the thing. Cross it and write it again. This question booklet will not be even seen by anybody. Can you believe that? No one is going to see your question booklet. They are only going to check your answer key. Unless your result is under that, what you say, sometimes some results are, I don't know the word they use for that. And then they recheck the things like you've used any unfair means and all that. Then they will, otherwise on question booklet, cross it, write it again, write it somewhere. There is no problem. Okay, question number 8, please. Holiday excluding insurance cost. Now, holiday excluding insurance. So they might say, with insurance, it will cost you 900 and without insurance, 800. So what will be the answer? 800 because it is excluding. Clear? Okay. Question number 9. The discount is dash percent. Very, very simple. If they say usually we give a 5% discount to all our clients, but you are lucky this month we are offering 10% discount. Answer is 10%, right? So just you got to see that, and you will write only number. Whenever there is a number in IELTS listening and IELTS reading, try to write it in a digit. 1, 5. 25 is 2 and 5. Never write TWENTY and FIVE. Never write like that, okay? All right, and you never know you've got the wrong spelling of 43, huh? Then what will you do? Question number 10. The booking reference. Now, there is always a code or reference number, and this booking reference contains two things, letters and digits. So, for example, your booking reference is ABC458 or A4B538, something like that, okay? It's going to be a number. Now, I play the audio, listen carefully and answer, and your target must be 10 out of 10 in part 1. If you need 8777, you need 7.5, 8 band, even 9 band in listening, possible with 39 correct answers. Target should be 10 out of 10 in part 1, right? Okay, let's start.
Can you tell me when you'd like to leave?
The 17th of March. Coming back on the 22nd.
Okay. I'll just check again if there are places available. 2 adults sharing. Hotel Scotland. Yes, that's gone through.
Okay. And how much is the break, including flights?
There's a special rate at the moment because it's off-season. For 5 nights, let's see, it's £716 for a double room and flights. That includes airport taxes, but not insurance.
Each?
No, for 2 adults sharing.
That doesn't sound too bad at all. What reductions do you have at the moment?
Well, if you make the booking before the 17th of February, you get a further 15% reduction, subject to availability.
That's a big saving.
Yes, it makes the price very reasonable indeed. Do you need travel insurance?
Yes, I suppose we better had.
For 7-day cover for both of you, it's £17.88.
Okay.
Do you want to book today?
I think we should, but can I just check with my wife? Can you hold the booking for me?
I can hold it until 1 p.m.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get back to you immediately.
I'll just give you a reference for the reservation.
Okay.
It's FAPSJM15.
Thanks. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and definitely before 1 p.m. This is too good an offer to miss.
All right, question number 7, departure date. 17th March. Now you can write 17th with TH and March, or you can write 17 without TH and March, or you can write March 17. By all means, your answer is correct. Okay? And March can be written as full word March, or you can even write the short form of March, M-A-R. January, J-A-N, February, F-E-B. So you can do that as well. Question number 8. 716, exactly. And by the way, currency sign is already given. When currency sign is already given, you are not supposed to do the currency sign thing. You are not going to write that. Just write 716. Okay, that is the price including excluding insurance. Yeah, that includes another thing, airport taxes. they use the word airport taxes. Airport taxes, that is not insurance. That is something else. When you travel, inshallah, then you will get to know, no, 20,000 liasi. Something like that. Now they have corona test and all that. At least 15 to 20,000 rupees you have to give at the airport. Yeah, that is useless for nothing. Okay, question number 9. Discount is? Sorry? 15, exactly. I thought 95. So discount is 15%. And for discount, they use the word reduction. In listening question booklet and the answer sheet, they always use synonyms. Over here, they use the word discount, and there they use the word reduction. So 15 and percent is already written. You don't need to write the sign of percent or anything. Answer will be 1 and 5. Simple. Sometimes you have careless mistakes, right? I mean, for example, percent is already written. You write percent also. So the markers, listening and reading is marked by markers. Markers are just normal educated people. They are not examiners. They have the answer key, they match it, tick. They match it, cross. Anybody can be a marker, right? So the markers, they have only the script. So if your answer does not match with the script, that is going to be wrong. So you have to be careful when you write your answer. Because of careless mistakes, 2 to 3 answers are wrong. Okay, finally, we've got question number 10. Booking reference is FAPSJM1 and 5. Well done. Now just write total number of answers which are correct out of 4. And I'm going to play this audio once again so that you make sure what is what.
Can you tell me when you'd like to leave?
The 17th of
listen.
March. Coming back on the 22nd.
Okay. I'll just check again if there are places available. 2 adults sharing. Hotel Scotland. Yes, that's gone through.
Okay. And how much is the break, including flights?
There's a special rate at the moment because it's off-season. For 5 nights, let's see, it's £716 for a double room and flights. That includes airport taxes, but not insurance.
Each?
No, for 2 adults sharing.
That doesn't sound too bad at all. What reductions do you have at the moment?
Well, if you make the booking before the 17th of February, you get a further 15% reduction, subject to availability.
That's a big saving.
Yes, it makes the price very reasonable indeed. Do you need travel insurance?
Yes, I suppose we better had.
For 7-day cover for both of you, it's £17.88.
Okay.
Do you want to book today?
I think we should, but can I just check with my wife? Can you hold the booking for me?
I can hold it until 1 p.m.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get back to you immediately.
I'll just give you a reference for the reservation.
Okay.
It's FAPSJM15.
Thanks.
All good? Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, now we've got section 2. थोड़ा जा बूथा बनेगा, उसके बाद आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ज़्यादा बनेगा, फिर और ज़्यादा बनेगा. Section 2. But don't worry. I mean, if you're looking for higher band score, section 1 and 2, 20 by 20. No compromise here. When you're doing practice from Cambridge IELTS books, section 1 and 2, you must get 20. Just one mistake, maybe 19, but otherwise 20. Okay, so let's take a start. Section 2, questions 11 to 20. Questions 11 to 13. Write no more than 3 words for each answer. There is no number, no more than 3 words for each answer. Question number 11. The land for development has not been used for over a. Now underline over. Land has not been used for over a. Answer is going to be time period. For example, land has not been used over a year, over a century, right? Over a. A means answer is going to be singular. So for over, they might use the word more than. For example, the land has not been used more than a century. More than and over, they are the same thing. So just focus. Over means the time period, over something and all that. Question number 12. There was pressure to build a training center and a dash on the land. 2 things. there was pressure to build, one thing is training center. Along with training center, whatever they say, that will be your answer. And by the way, for and, sometimes they say as well as. There was pressure to build training center as well as hospital, as well as whatever they say. Sometimes they say as well as, sometimes they say also, right? So any word that, answer is going to come with training center right after that. Then the next thing is, question number 13. Sponsorship has been received from a number of, now underline number of. Whenever they use number of in IELTS listening, IELTS reading, it means answer is going to be plural. Right? For number of, they can replace it by any means. For example, if the answer is NGOs, number of NGOs. In the audio, they will say several NGOs, various NGOs, dozens of NGOs. So whatever they say like this, that is for number of. But remember, answer will be plural. Clear? Now I play the audio for these 3 questions. Listen and answer.
You will hear a talk by a counsellor on plans for the development of an old industrial site.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Councillor Norma Boyd, and welcome to this exhibition about the development of the old paper mill factory and gasworks site, which has been lying unused for more than a decade. There has been pressure on the council to use the land to build a training centre and a small business park. However, we have been encouraged by local people to create an open area for the benefit of the community, providing much-needed space for recreation. And I now have pleasure in announcing that the plans for the creation of a park, to be called Park Royal, and for flats, have now been approved. I'm also pleased to announce that we have secured sponsorship from local organisations. More detailed plans of the developments are available from the council website, details of which are in your pack. In the meantime, I'd just like to take you through the plan here on the screen.
Okay, this is disastrous thing that you are waiting for the answer and audio is over. Yes, sometimes this happens. Your waiting answer is gone, okay? All right, question number 11. Yes, over a, and they use the word more than a decade. D-E-C-A-D-E. And if your spelling is wrong, your answer is considered wrong. Correct spelling, decade. Okay, question number 12. Training center and a small business park. Now you can write small business park as full answer. And by the way, if the audio is fast, you can just write the abbreviation. For small, you can write SML. For business, you can write BUS. For park, you can write PRK. And later on, you can write full form.
Sir, can we able to exclude the small word, small business park?
Sorry.
Can I use business park?
Yes, exactly. You can write your answer as business park, or you can write it as small business park. But if you miss any word from business park, then your answer will be wrong, because small is adjective. So if you miss the adjective, there is no problem, right? Business park or small business park is the right answer. And the last question, yeah, they did not use the word number of. They only said local organizations. Local organizations. Now you can write organization with S or with Z. Like in IELTS listening and reading and writing, you can use British spelling or American spelling. Right? Organization S and it is with Z. Okay, now I'm going to play this one again. Please listen, 11 to 13.
You will hear a talk by a counsellor on plans for the development of an old industrial site.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Councillor Norma Boyd, and welcome to this exhibition about the development of the old paper mill factory and gasworks site, which has been lying unused for more than a decade. There has been pressure on the council to use the land to build a training centre and a small business park. However, we have been encouraged...
Okay, training center or a small business park. Now, or is used for and. Now, keep that in mind also. Because without park, it's not clear. Huh? All right, let's go on.
encouraged by local people to create an open area for the benefit of the community, providing much-needed space for recreation. And I now have pleasure in announcing that the plans for the creation of a park, to be called Park Royal, and for flats, have now been approved. I'm also pleased to announce that we have secured sponsorship from local organisations.
We have secured sponsorship from local organizations. So local organizations will be the right answer. Okay, now let's go on. Questions 14 to 20, and we have a map. Label the plan below. They call it plan or a map. Now with this map, you can see they have not given us directions. East, west, north, south. If they give the directions, it's good. Otherwise, they use the word left, right, top, bottom. Okay, now tell me what is on the top left corner. Top left corner. Question number? It's not theater, it's walled something. Top left corner. Theater is not corner. Top left corner. Okay, what is on the top right corner? Sports area. What is at the bottom left corner? Block of something. Okay, and what is at the bottom right corner? Question number 20. Okay, and then in the middle we have question number 16. Now remember, in IELTS listening, audio and questions, they are always in order. Okay, now over here, can you find question number 14? So first they will tell us about the name of the street. Question number 14 is the name of the street, and street is already written. So the word which is already written, you will not write that, okay? After that, question number 15, where is that? Block of dash. Now this is there, they say in one corner there is educational center, and the other top bottom, left bottom corner, there's going to be that block of something. Now whenever they use the word block of, it can be the plural word. For example, block of apartments, block of houses, block of something. Okay, so just focus the word block of and plural answer. After 15, they will take you to the middle of the map. Question number 16. So for that they will say dash is in the middle of the map, right? Or in the center of the map, center, middle, whatever they say, okay? So that is going to be question number 16. After that, question number 17, outdoor something. For outdoor, they might use the word in the open air, right? For example, if it is outdoor court, badminton court, outdoor badminton court. So for that, they will say, there is a badminton court in the open air. In the open air means outdoor. And it is very close to sports area. So for question number 17, the answer is going to come with sports area and something outdoor. Then we have question number 18. Where is that? Walled something. So they might take you on the top left corner and they might give you the reference of theater, right? Behind the theater or top left corner, and that is walled something. Like, you know, we say walled city. Androon Lahore is called walled city. So something that is going to come with the walls. And finally, we've got question number 19. That is there for children. Something related to children. Like they can say park for children, amusement park for children. So something related to children. So you will follow this order. In the audio, they are going to go like that. And then educational center. So they are going to come block wise. One block, another, one box, another box. Educational center is there. And question number 20, where is that? Workshops. So in the workshops, again, bottom right corner, there's going to be something like that. Now listen, for maps, mainly they use prepositions. Prepositions of place, prepositions of location, mainly they use prepositions. Along with prepositions, we have some specific language for directions. For example, if you say, sir, I want to go to that place, I say, okay, go straight, take the first right turn, and from there, take the second left turn, and you will find the building on your right. Or another good thing, sometimes when you're going back home, you can have Google Maps. You know that gorgeous lady, turn right on the next exit, this and that. So the language they use, that language is ideal for IELTS maps. Okay, now we are going to start. And first question 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19, 20. Let's take a start.
If we start here at the bottom you can see Parkside Street, where the main entrance to the park is. On the left of...
I'm playing it again. Most of you missed that part, okay? Don't worry, don't worry. We're going to start from there. They are starting from 14.
If we start here at the bottom, you can see Parkside Street, where the main entrance to the park is. On the left of the entrance, in the bottom left-hand corner of the plan, there will be a block of 40 studio flats. On the other side of the entrance, there will be some workshops for local businesses. There will also be another entrance here on the top right, which leads into Pear Street. Here, in the centre of the park, we will have an ornamental lake with paths radiating north, south, east and west to the different areas of the park. In the top right-hand corner, just by the Pear Street entrance, there will be a large sports area with 2 football pitches and 4 tennis and volleyball courts. Just here, beside the pitches, on the same side of the path, will be an outdoor swimming pool. Now, in the top left-hand corner, a walled flower garden is planned with a rockery and a water feature with walkways, seats, and lots of shady areas for the summer. Next to this, a sculpture garden is also planned. Now, let's see. Just here, below the walled garden, there will be a grassy amphitheatre with a permanent covered stage for open-air concerts. We hope that local schools and colleges will use this theatre to showcase student work. In the bottom left-hand corner of the plan, you can see that above the block of flats, there will be a play area for children, and directly to the right of this, just near the main entrance, there will be a wild area. More trees will be planted here, and in the middle will be built an educational centre for use by local schools to encourage children to take care of the wildlife and look after the trees and plants. And finally, in the bottom right-hand corner of the park will be a cafe, opening on to Pear Street. And
Okay, see that? कितना अच्छा समझा रही है. अभी भी समझ ना आए तो फिर क्या कर सकते हैं? Okay, bottom left, bottom right, top left, and all that. Okay, question number 15. Sorry, 14. Now, Parkside is one word. But over here, we've got the limit of no more than 3 words. Even if you write it with a space, it will be accepted. But if the limit is 1 word only, then you should write Parkside as 1 word. Park Lane, Parkside.
Side or side? D or T?
Side. S-I-D-E, side. I'll play it again. D for doctor. Parkside Street. Okay. Then we've got question number 15. Block of 40 studio flats. Flats. F-L-A-T-S. The other word for apartments. I'll play the audio again. इसी को चलाऊंगा. ठीक है? Yeah, don't worry. 40 studio flats. You know studio flat? एक ही कमरा है. यहाँ पे बेड है, यहाँ पे किचन है, यहाँ पे बाथरूम है and all that. They call it studio flat, studio apartment. Okay? Yeah. जहाँ से शुरू होता है वहीं पे खत्म हो जाता है. 40 studio flats. Okay. Question number 16. Only lake will be wrong. Ornamental lake. Ornamental. Ornamental lake. Or lake is L-A-C-K. L-A-K-E. Very good. Some people write, I have lack of confidence, sir. Yeah, lack of confidence is wrong. Lack of confidence. Okay? Yeah. I went to Naran. There I saw lack Faisal Malook. Lack. That is lake. So, ornamental lake. I'll play the audio again, don't worry. After that, question number 17. And they talked about football pitches and this and that. And the word outdoor was not coming. Then she said outdoor swimming pool. So, swimming pool is one word. You can write it with a space even because it's no more than 2 words, 3 words, they will accept it. Otherwise, swimming pool is 1 word. Okay, let's go on. Question number 18. Yes, walled flower garden. They use the word flower garden and above the theater, left corner and all that. Walled is already written, so you will write flower garden. That's right, flower garden. Okay, then we've got question number 19. Play area. Yeah, they mentioned play area for children. So for children is already written. Play area will be the answer. Now, let me tell you, they have further simplified IELTS. Now, what will they do? They will give you these words as A, B, C, D. A, play area, B, this one, that one, that one, and you just have to write A, B, C, D. Okay? But sometimes this is the old version, so you never know in your exam they give you old version or new version. You never know that. So you should be prepared by all means. From book 1 to book 16, all the books. Okay, after 19, cafe. Question number 20 is cafe. Now please listen to it again. Pay full attention.
If we start here at the bottom, you can see Parkside Street, where the main entrance to the park is. On the left of the entrance, in the bottom left-hand corner of the plan, there will be a block of 40 studio flats. On the other side of the entrance, there will be some workshops for local businesses. There will also be another entrance here on the top right, which leads into Pear Street. Here, in the centre of the park, we will have an ornamental lake with paths radiating north, south, east and west to the different areas of the park. In the top right-hand corner, just by the Pear Street entrance, there will be a large sports area with 2 football pitches and 4 tennis and volleyball courts. Just here, beside the pitches on the same side of the path, will be an outdoor swimming pool. Now, in the top left-hand corner, a walled flower garden is planned with a rockery and a water feature with walkways, seats and lots of shady areas for the summer. Next to this, a sculpture garden is also planned. Now let's see. Just here, below the walled garden, there will be a grassy amphitheatre with a permanent covered stage for open-air concerts. We hope that local schools and colleges will use this theatre to showcase student work. In the bottom left-hand corner of the plan, you can see that above the block of flats, there will be a play area for children, and directly to the right of this, just near the main entrance, there will be a wild area. More trees will be planted here, and in the middle will be built an educational centre for use by local schools to encourage children to take care of the wildlife and look after the trees and plants. And finally, in the bottom right-hand corner of the park will be a cafe, opening on to Pear Street. And now for questions.
Okay. Now, please come to next questions. All right. Section 3, questions 21 to 30. Questions 21 to 23. Choose the correct letters. Now, this is what we call multiple choice question. Listen carefully what we do with multiple choice questions and how to deal with that. First of all, you will read the question statement carefully. And after that, they are going to give you 3 options. And by the way, they will discuss all 3 options. And they will discuss these 3 options in any order. Do not expect they will start with option A, then option B, then option C. They might start from option C, then option A, then option B. Or they can start from A, then C, then B, or start from B, then C, then A. So they will start from any option. Now, 2 options will be discussed negatively. Negatively means whatever the question is. Let's read the question. 21, please follow. Generally, Rosanna finds the Wednesday program. Now, Rosanna finds Wednesday program. Rosanna is a name. Wednesday program is a program she attends in university or college or whatever. So, generally, Rosanna finds Wednesday program worthless. Now, if in the audio she says it's very useful, it's worthwhile, A will not be the answer. Worthless and worthwhile, they are opposite words. Okay, so you need to look for antonyms or antonym phrases for IELTS reading, especially IELTS listening multiple choice questions. Option B, very slow. If in the audio she says it's fast, or if she says it's not slow at all, right, then B is not the answer. But if she says it's rather slow and sometimes it becomes boring, then it can be the answer. Option C, valuable. For valuable, she might use the word worthwhile. Worthwhile means valuable. Okay, let's go on. Question number 22. Rosanna wants to change her course because. Now, this multiple choice is about a reason. Rosanna wants to change her course. Okay, because means reason. There are 3 possible reasons, and 2 reasons are not actually the reasons. For example, A. She always arrives home very late at night. So she wants to change the course because she arrives home very late at night. If it is that, then A is the right answer. And if she says, I reach home on time or I arrive home early, then A is not the answer. Option B, it affects her work on the next 2 days. If she says it impacts my next 2 days work or my next 2 days job, then B is the right answer. And if she says it has no impact on my next 2 days schedule, then B is not the right answer. C, she doesn't get on with the course tutors. She doesn't get on with the course tutor means she doesn't understand the course tutor. If she says, I understand the course tutor very well and he's a very good teacher, then this is not the right answer. Okay. Question number 23. If Rosanna changes her course, in case she changes her course, option A, may not have the same tutor. So not same tutor means she will find a different tutor. If in the audio they say luckily, even if you change the course, you will find the same tutor, then A is not the answer. Option B, cannot change her mind again, means she cannot come back to the previous course, right? Cannot change her mind again. And option C, may regret the change. The change means she may be sorry if she's going to change the course. Now, I play the audio for these 3 and the answer is going to be either A or B or C. Let's take a start.
Section 3. You will hear a female student inquiring about changing her course.
Hi, my name is Rosanna McLaren. I'm a bit early, but I have an appointment to see the assistant registrar, Andy Matthews, at 10 a.m.
Hi, I'm Andy Matthews. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My tutor advised me to come to see you about changing my course.
Yes, I've had an email from your tutor, David Vine. Let me just call it up. Here we are. It says, Tutee Rosanna McLaren is on the Wednesday part-time course and wants to change to the distance learning program. Have you any problems with the course itself?
Oh no, I love it. I think the course is really worthwhile. The theoretical sessions once a week on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. are really good.
You have 2 2-hour sessions then?
Yes, that's it. And I have to say, I think the practical session from 4 through to 9 in the fashion workshops are also good fun. But I am finding it all very tiring, and it makes me too exhausted for my work on Thursdays and Fridays.
You work the other 4 days of the week?
Yes, and some Saturdays.
I see. So, what do you want to do?
I'd like to change to the program with the distance learning component instead of the Wednesday sessions.
Yes, that is a possibility. I see from your tutor, Dr. Vine, that he has no problem with this, but you realize it's possible you'll have a different tutor.
Yes, I'm aware of that. It's a shame because he's a very good tutor.
Okay guys, now let's take a start. Question number 21. What is the correct answer? C, valuable. And for valuable, she used the word worthwhile. Very good, fantastic. Question number 22. Rosanna wants to change her course because? Option B, it affects her work on the next 2 days. I will play the audio again, don't worry. It affects her work on the next 2 days. Question number 23. If Rosanna changes her course, she may not have the same tutor. Same tutor nahi milega. Okay, there'll be a different tutor. So, I play the audio once again. Please listen and see.
Section 3. You will hear a female student inquiring about changing her course.
Hi, my name is Rosanna McLaren. I'm a bit early, but I have an appointment to see the assistant registrar, Andy Matthews, at 10 a.m.
Hi, I'm Andy Matthews. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My tutor advised me to come to see you about changing my course.
Yes, I've had an email from your tutor, David Vine. Let me just call it up. Here we are. It says, Tutee Rosanna McLaren is on the Wednesday part-time course and wants to change to the distance learning program. Have you any problems with the course itself?
Oh no, I love it. I think the course is really worthwhile.
I love it. I think the course is really worthwhile. So Rosanna finds the Wednesday program worthwhile. That is valuable.
The theoretical sessions once a week on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. are really good.
You have 2 2-hour sessions then?
Yes, that's it. And I have to say, I think the practical session from 4 through to 9 in the fashion workshops are also good fun. But I am finding it all very tiring, and it makes me too exhausted for my work on Thursdays and Fridays.
It makes me too exhausted for my work on Thursdays and Fridays. It affects her work on the next 2 days. And for next 2 days, they use the word Thursdays and Fridays. Very good. So B will be the right answer here. Now, question number 23. If Rosanna changes her course.
You work the other 4 days of the week.
Yes, and some Saturdays.
I see. So, what do you want to do?
I'd like to change to the program with the distance learning component instead of the Wednesday sessions.
Yes, that is a possibility. I see from your tutor, Dr. Vine, that he has no problem with this, but you realize it's possible you'll have a different tutor.
Yes,
You will have a different tutor. So if Rosanna changes her course, she may not have the same tutor. For not same tutor, they used different tutor. So A is the right answer here. Okay, now we do questions 24 and 25. Choose 2 letters. Again, out of 5, you have to choose 2 letters. Which 2 good things about the distance learning component are mentioned? 2 good things. Okay. Option A, course length. Option B, evening seminars. Option C, course tutors. Option D, course flexibility. And option E, time factor. So 2 good things which are mentioned. Let's just do it.
what do I need to do now?
First, we just need you to fill in this transfer form and the claim form for the reduction in fees.
Oh, I didn't realize it was cheaper.
Oh yes, it's £1,000 less a year.
It gets even better. Can I start the distance learning program from now?
I don't see why not. I just need to get a signature from your tutor, which should take only a short time. I'll email it to him now, and then he can sign it and put it in the internal mail.
Okay.
But I also need to go through with you what is involved in the distance learning program to make sure you are clear about everything.
Well, I understand I attend the weekend course once a month and that I can book a bench in the fashion workshop at any other time.
You have a computer at home for the distance learning?
Oh, yes. I have the necessary equipment for making video calls over the internet already. It's the flexibility of the distance learning over the internet that is very useful. And what makes it even more interesting is that I don't have to spend a lot of time traveling to and from the university on the Wednesday. I can adapt it to my own routine, as I will be able to do the theory over the internet from home when I want. The same is true of booking a tutorial online using Skype.
Yes, it is amazing, isn't it? It's in its infancy, but it's been up and running for a year now, and it's going rather well.
Can I just ask if it's possible to have a face-to-face tutorial at any time as well?
There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to.
Okay, so according to her, 2 good things. D and E, absolutely. Option D is course flexibility. And she said it's the flexibility that I like. And then for time factor, she said a lot of time. So option D and E. On your answer sheet, you will write 24D and 25E. Okay, now let's go on. Questions 26 to 30. Complete the summary below. Write no more than 3 words and or a number for each answer. So maximum word limit is 3 and minimum 1. And they mention number as well. Okay, course assessment. It's a summary, very simple. I just tell you what is written before or after, that is important. Let's see how. Question number 26, course assessment. Courses are, students are required to keep a written dash, something which is in written form. So students are required to keep a written dash and present a paper monthly. 2 things. One is present a paper monthly and second is something written. Then we've got question number 27. 30% of the marks are allotted to the dash. Now there is something 30% marks are for that. For example, to the assignments or to the final project or to the midterm exam or end term exam. So 30% marks are for something. And they will tell you about the other 70% as well. Each student has to keep a dash portfolio. Portfolio is important word. Something related to portfolio. For example, each student has to keep a personal portfolio. Right? Something like that. So it's going to be this. Which in the end accounts for dash of their marks. Now question number 29, again a percentage. Okay, which in the end accounts for 20% of their marks, 30% of their marks, 50% of their marks, and all that. Next, we've got question number 30. Each student is also expected to present at least 1 piece of work at a dash. 1 piece of work at a, maybe it's an event they have. So their students have to give 1 piece of work and all that. Now I play the audio. Please listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
What about the assessment for the distance learning? I take it that it's the same as for the other program?
Let me see. Each month you are expected to keep a written course diary and to present a seminar paper, and at the very end of the course there will be a written exam which will account for 30% of the total marks.
What about the coursework? How much does it account for?
The design portfolio, which you need to present at the end, accounts for 50%. I would point out just one thing, and that is that on the distance learning program, some tutors like to see the design portfolio twice each term to make sure you're on the right track. But of course you can take it in at any time to show your tutor. And as part of the assessment for the portfolio, you have to present at least 1 fashion item at a fashion show at the end of the course.
Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
At a fashion show. Okay, question number 26. Course diary. How do you spell diary? D-A-I-R-Y? D-I-A-R-Y. Dairy and diary, pair of words. So question number 26 is course diary. D-I-A-R-Y. Question number 27. 30% marks are allocated for the written exam. Write it down, please. Written exam. Only exam is wrong because you don't know whether it is written or oral. So written exam. I'll play the audio again, don't worry. Each student has to keep a dash portfolio, design portfolio. Very good. And then they say which in the end accounts for 50%. So you can write 50 with the percentage sign. 50% of the marks. And question number 30? Fashion show. Alright, so I play this audio once again. Listen and just see where these answers are.
What about the assessment for the distance learning? I take it that it's the same as for the other program?
Let me see. Each month you are expected to keep a written course diary and to present a seminar paper and...
Okay, written course diary. Each month you are expected to have a written course diary. Written is already there, so course diary. Question number 26.
At the very end of the course, There will be a written exam which will account for 30% of the total mark.
There will be a written exam which will account for 30%. So 30% marks for written exam will account for 30%. Just change this. You know, like Rahat Fateh Ali Khan's song, Tere mast mast do nain, le gaye dil ka chain, to mast nain, and something like that. Okay, so this or that. Okay, एक ही बात है. किसी ने कहा था active voice और passive voice समझाओ. उसने कहा ये पहले ऐसे और passive voice ऐसे. Anyways, written exam is the answer. Next is each student has to keep a... Yeah, we will listen to that.
What about the coursework? How much does it account for?
The design portfolio, which you need to present at the end, accounts for 50%.
The design portfolio accounts for 50%. So design portfolio, which in the end accounts for 50%. 50 with a percentage mark. Okay, of their marks. And last question, 30.
I would point out just one thing, and that is that on the distance learning program, some tutors like to see the design portfolio twice each term to make sure you're on the right track. But of course you can take it in at any time to show your tutor. And as part of the assessment for the portfolio, you have to present at least one fashion item at a fashion show at the end of the course.
One fashion item at fashion show at the end of the course. So fashion show will be the answer. Okay guys, now we have section 4. This is the last section, questions 31 to 40. Now we are going to do it question by question, one by one. Question number 31. The purpose of the data collection was... Now in the audio, they will tell us the purpose of data collection and 3 options are given. By the way, multiple choice question, you can expect it in any section of IELTS. 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4, it is very unusual. But a couple of months ago, some students had multiple choice in part 4. Otherwise, in part 4, mostly you have one word only. Mostly, fill in the blanks. But you never know. If there is the old test, you will get this. Okay? So, anyways. The purpose of data collection was, option A, test people's reaction. Underline test people's reaction. Option B, collect detailed information. So just underline collect detailed information. And they are talking about buildings. Buildings is understood. Okay? See that in all 3 options they are talking about buildings. And option C, assess the beauty of different public buildings. Assess the beauty. So option A, test people's reaction. Option B, collect detailed information. And option C, assess the beauty. And they are talking about buildings in all 3 options. Now I play the audio. Order can be any. Just see what was the purpose. For purpose, they can use the word aim. They can use the word main aim was, the main purpose was, and all that. So let's take a start with question number 31.
Section 4. You will hear a talk on the effect of architecture on people's mood. My group has been doing a project on the importance of architecture in people's lives and whether it has any impact on the lives of people in general. The main part I have played is in the collection of data to find out what effect, if any, various buildings have on people's mood, i.e. whether ugly buildings make people unhappy and whether beautiful buildings do the opposite.
So, people's mood. Mood is reaction. Test people's reaction. For reaction, they use the word mood and then they further define the mood happy, unhappy. Please listen again.
Section 4. You will hear a talk on the effect of architecture on people's mood. My group has been doing a project on the importance of architecture in people's lives and whether it has any impact on the lives of people in general. The main part I have played is in the collection of data to find out what effect, if any, various buildings have on people's mood.
Okay,
i.e.
what effect
whether
buildings have on people's mood and all that. Okay, question number 32. Initial plan to use a questionnaire was abandoned. Abandoned means give up. They left the plan. First, they wanted to have a questionnaire. As you know, sometimes they give you survey questions, 10, 20 questions. So, initial plan to use a questionnaire was abandoned because, means reason why they gave up the idea of giving a questionnaire to the people. A, it would take too much time to produce. Just underline too much time to produce. Too much time to produce. Option B, questions were too difficult. Just underline questions too difficult. Questions too, if the options are long, just focus 3 type of words: nouns, verbs, adjectives. Option C, it would take too long for people to complete. Take too long to complete. Take too long to complete means it will take a lot of time to complete that. Now, why did they give up the idea of using a questionnaire? Out of 3 reasons, there is one reason. Please listen carefully.
We had originally thought of starting measuring people's reactions by using a questionnaire with about 40 questions, which we were going to hand out to people, including students at the university. But we were worried that doing the questionnaire would be too time-consuming for people to fill in. So we gave up the idea.
Too time-consuming for the people. Now just focus the language they use in the audio and the language we have here. It would take too long for people to complete. Too long to complete, for that they use time-consuming. I play this one again.
We had originally thought of starting measuring people's reactions by using a questionnaire with about 40 questions, which we were going to hand out to people, including students at the university. But we were worried that doing the questionnaire would be too time-consuming for people to fill in. So we gave up the idea.
And for abandoned, they use the word gave up. Right? Give up or gave up. Okay, let's go on. Question number 33. People indicated their reactions on a 1 to 5 scale. Now, you know 1 to 5 scale, you say on the rate of 1 to 5, what do you give to the service, quality, this and that and all that. So, they say here, people indicated their reactions on a scale of 1 to 5. A, giving rise to some interesting answers. Now, giving rise and interesting answers. Option B, ensuring information was easier to collect. Ensuring information easier to collect. Just underline that. Basically, why did they use 1 to 5 scale? They're just telling us about that. And option C, making it quicker to choose the top 3 images. So, making quicker, choose top 3 images. Okay. Now, people indicated their reactions on a scale 1 to 5 and why that was. Please listen and answer.
I then asked several of the postgraduate students for advice. One of them came up with the simple idea of showing people images of various buildings from different eras and styles, instead of giving out the questionnaire, and asking them to indicate how they felt on a scale of 1 to 5 about the images, where 1 was unhappy and 5 was very happy. People would also be given the option of not saying what they felt. Using the scale meant that it would be much simpler to record people's reaction.
Using this scale means it was much simpler to record people's reaction. Simpler means easier. And option is B. I play this again. Listen to it from the beginning.
I then asked several of the postgraduate students for advice. One of them came up with the simple idea of showing people images of various buildings from different eras and styles, instead of giving out the questionnaire, and asking them to indicate how they felt on a scale of 1 to 5 about the images, where 1 was unhappy and 5 was very happy. People would also be given the option of not saying what they felt. Using the scale meant that it would be much simpler to record people's reactions.
Okay? Using the scale meant it was much easier to record people's reaction. That means ensuring that the information was easier to collect. Okay, question number 34. To make sure people could see the detail in the images better, what did they do? Images like paintings or images. So to make sure people could see the detail in the images better, option A, only daylight images were used. Now just underline only daylight images. Only daylight images. You understand daylight images? Pyari si painting, Suraj nikla hua and all that, daylight images. Option B, black and white images. Option A, daylight images. Option B, black and white images. Option C, color images. Images were produced in color means colored images. Now let's see whether they were daylight, black and white or colored. And why did they do that? To make sure people could see the detail. Yes, let's see.
I decided to follow this advice, and so the first stage was to collect a large number of images. I used Google to print off colour images of views of houses and apartment blocks where people live, and different types of buildings where they work. I started with about 30 or 40, and then reduced them to 10 images. Media resources in the Amory building at the Judd Street branch of the university helped me produce the final images. I had them blown up to A4 size, and we used colour rather than black and white to make the detail on the images clearer.
We used color rather than black and white. Means not black and white, color. Okay, C is the right answer. Well done. Question number 35. What was done to preserve the images when being used? You know, images, what was done to preserve them? Like sometimes in order to preserve your documents, you put them in the plastic sheet or you do the tilak and all that, right? So what was done to preserve the images? Option A, they were covered in plastic with a special machine. Covered in plastic. That's it. Special machine, we call it lamination, something like that. Covered in plastic. Option B, people were asked to wear gloves. So people wear gloves. Right? उनका images देखने तो gloves पहन के देखें. People were asked to wear gloves. And C, images were handled only by the researcher. Images handled by researcher. Can you see that? Images handled by researcher. You need to cut it short. Now, let's see what did they do to preserve the images. Preserve means protect. Okay, option A is covered in plastic. Option B is using the gloves. And option C is researchers handled them. Yes.
We made 5 sets of images, and for protection when handling, we pasted the images onto hard card. Then, using a machine to wrap them with plastic, we laminated the cards.
A, we laminated the card. They didn't use gloves, they didn't use anything else. We laminated the card, that is option A. 36. Among the people who formed part of the sample were. Now, who were the audience? People, right? People who were the part of the sample. For example, housewives, teenagers, they are called people who formed part of a sample. Option A, tourists from various places. Tourists. For tourists, they can use the word visitors from different areas. Option B, office workers during lunch break. Office workers or employees during their lunch break. And option C, commuters. Means जो survey किया गया किन लोगों पे किया गया. That's what they are asking here. Among the people who formed part of the sample were tourists, office workers and commuters. Commuters are the daily travelers. Like when you guys come from your home to management house and go back to your home, you commute. And when you go to Murree or Karachi, you travel. Because you don't do it every day. Yeah, unless the driver na man jaye koi. Okay? So, now let's see. Question number 36, please.
5 of us targeted different age groups. We went to a local school where we obtained permission to ask a group of teenagers between 11 and 18. We also asked a sample of the general public, including tourists from all over the world, as they exited the Tate Modern in London, what they thought. We aimed to ask people from different age groups, namely 20 to 40 and 50 and over.
So, it is option A, tourists from various places, because other options are not mentioned here. I play this one again. Listen.
5 of us targeted different age groups. We went to a local school where we obtained permission to ask a group of teenagers.
Okay, we went to a local school and asked teenagers. Do you find teenagers here? No.
Between 11 and 18. We also asked a sample of the general public, including tourists from all over the world.
General public, including tourists from all over the world. From all over the world, they use the word various places. And tourists. So A is the right answer.
They exited the Tate Modern in London, what they thought.
Okay. Question number 37. What was the reason for appointing a leader for the group? They appointed a leader. Why? Option A, comply with the instructions. Comply with the instructions means to follow the instructions. So just underline comply with instructions. Option B, help hold the team together. So help team together. Team together means team ko iktha rakhna. And option C, allocate tasks to various members. Allocate tasks, various members. So what was the purpose of group leader? That's what we got to find.
What our group learnt most from the project was first of all the value of teamwork. And secondly, we found that we had to appoint a leader to stop us pulling in different directions and falling apart. So this turned out to be an invaluable lesson for all of us.
Pulling them in different directions and falling apart. No, it is option B, to help hold the team together. I'm playing it again, don't worry.
What our group learnt most from the project was first of all the value of teamwork. And secondly, we found that we had to appoint a leader to stop us pulling in different directions and
To stop us pulling in different directions and
falling apart.
falling apart. So, to help hold the team together. Hold the team together means stop us pulling apart, stop us going in different directions. B is the right answer. Okay guys, questions 38 to 40. Which findings match the age group of the image testing? So we've got age groups A, B, C, D. This is called matching. And questions are age groups and findings are A, B, C, D. So you can see question number 38, 39, 40, they are age groups. At this point, you don't need to read the questions. You only read options. Option A, varied reaction. Varied reaction means mixed reaction. Okay? Different people said different things. So that is called varied reaction. Option B, mainly scored 1. They gave one score only. One number, one score only. Mostly scored 3. Mainly scored 1. That is option B. Mostly scored 3. For that they can use majority of them gave 3. Right? And option D, mainly scored 5. So basically it is scored 1, scored 3, scored 5 and varied reaction. Mostly and mainly over here they are same. It's only to confuse you. Mostly and mainly, this is the same thing here. But focus on 1, 3, 5 and varied reaction. Okay? Let's see. Questions 38 to 40, 11 to 18 years, 20 to 40 years and 50 and above.
As to the findings, for us they proved intriguing. In the end, the sample consisted of 311 respondents. I thought initially that people wouldn't be interested in taking part. With the youngest age group, their reaction was very mixed. It was clear that the youngest group had no pattern of preference at all, as they frequently gave no reaction to the pictures. For the 20 to 40 age group, we found that they tended to score more in the middle range, around 3. We found that out of the 3 groups, the most likely to be favourably affected by the images, that is, they were more likely to score the images as 5, were those aged 50 and above. And nobody in this age group failed to say what their reaction was, which was unique for the 3 groups. In total, I have to say that about 71 people indicated that they had no reaction at all to an image. Our general conclusion is that we need to find out more about why people react as they do.
Okay, questions 38. A, well done. 39. C and 40. D. I'm playing it again and then we finish.
As to the findings, for us they proved intriguing. In the end, the sample consisted of 311 respondents. I thought initially that people wouldn't be interested in taking part. With the youngest age group, their reaction was very mixed. It was clear that the youngest group had no pattern of preference at all, as they frequently gave no reaction to the pictures.
As they frequently gave no reaction to the pictures, okay? And
for the 20 to 40 age group, we found that they tended to score more in the middle range, around 3. We found that out of the 3 groups, the most likely to be favourably affected by the images, that is, they were more likely to score the images as 5, were those aged 50 and above.
5, those aged 50 and above. Okay, so listen now, what you got to do next. You've been through this whole thing. After this, it's a good idea to take at least 2 to 3 listening tests, 1 tonight and 2 tests tomorrow. Because you know, these things are fresh, you understand. The way I explained, I elaborated the questions, you have to find a way to read and understand the questions like that. Otherwise, if you read the questions blindly, answers will come and go and you will not find the answers. And then you will complain, when I do IELTS listening with you, I find the answers. When I do alone, I don't find the answers. Because when you do alone, you don't focus the things which I tell you. Okay, so you need to cover this distance, and for that try to take at least a couple of tests every day. Listening tests if you are looking for 8 or above, and if you need 6 band, then relax, you can take 1 test in a week or 2 tests in a week. But if your level of English is good, if you are having for example, you take 1 test and you get 30 correct answers and you need 7 band, this is good. You take 1 test and you get 10 correct answers and your target is 6.5 band, you will have to work very hard with it. Okay, all right, yes, thank you.